Welcome to the fourth lesson in session 5 on dividing polynomials. There's two types of division techniques we're going to cover in this lesson. The first is called polynomial long division, where we apply the traditional long division algorithm on polynomials. And second, we use synthetic division. Synthetic division is a technique that only utilizes the coefficients of the polynomials that we're dividing. So we need to identify what the division question looks like and also what a division answer looks like. The question can come in one of two forms. It can come in fraction form, or it can come expressed as division. In both cases, we have a dividend, which in this case is m to the second minus 7m minus 11, and we have a divisor, which in this case is m minus 8. Now the answer to a polynomial division problem is going to be something along the lines of this. There's going to be a quotient, which in this case is m minus 1. It's going to be a remainder, which in this case is negative 19. And we have the divisor, which is the same as the divisor from the question. So we always express our answer as the quotient plus the remainder over the divisor. Quotient plus the remainder over the divisor. So we'll do some polynomial long division. So in this case, we're going to do m to the second minus 7m minus 11 being divided by m minus 8. So we cannot divide any of these terms here, so we need to rewrite in long division. M minus 8 being divided by m squared minus 7m minus 11. The first step is to divide the leading term of the dividend by the leading term of the divisor. So the leading term in the dividend is m to the second, and the leading term of the divisor is m. M to the second divided by m is equal to m. Next, we have to distribute that quotient into the divisor. So we have to take the m that we just got as a result, and we distribute that into the divisor m minus 8. So that's going to be m times the quantity of m minus 8, which is m to the second minus 8m. The next step is we have to subtract, and we can't forget to distribute the negative. This is the biggest and most common mistake of algebra learners, is forgetting to distribute the negative in step 3 here in subtraction. So we subtract, distributing the negative, m to the second minus m to the second is 0, and negative 7m minus a negative 8m is m. Lastly, we have to bring down and repeat. So we bring down the negative 11, and we start the process back over again. So step 1, we have to divide the leading term of the dividend by the leading term of the divisor. So in this case, now we move on to down here. Divide the leading term by the leading term of the divisor. So we have m divided by m, which is 1. And now we distribute, and we get m minus 8 times 1. And now we subtract. Don't forget to distribute the negative. M minus n is 0. Negative 11 minus 8 gives us negative 19. There is no number left to bring down, so now we can conclude this problem and we express the answer. So we take the answer, the quotient, which is m plus 1, the remainder, which is negative 19, and we put that over the divisor of m minus 8. So we have m minus 1 plus negative 19 over m minus 8. We're going to wrap up this lesson with synthetic division. The example we have is x to the third minus 1 being divided by x plus 2. So what we want to start with is rewriting the expression in descending order, making sure to include all the missing terms and using a 0 coefficient as placeholder. So for this case, if you notice in the numerator, x to the third and minus 1, we have a cubic term, but there is no quadratic term and there is no linear term. We need to include those in synthetic division. They need to act as placeholders. So we put a 0x to the second and a 0x in their place. In the denominator, x plus 2 does not have any missing terms. It's got a linear followed by a constant. Next, we're going to use the coefficients of the divisor to set up the problem. So I take 1, 0, 0, and negative 1 because they represent the coefficients of the divisor. Since an x value of negative 2 will set the dividend equal to 0, we're going to use that negative 2 to drive the division. So we put negative 2 up in the top left. Now we take the first number inside that represents the leading coefficient, in this case the 1, and we carry it down unchanged below the bar. Any number that's listed below the bar gets multiplied by -2. So 1 times -2 is -2, and we place that in the next column over, right here. After we multiply, we always add down. So 0 plus -2 gives us -2. And again, any number that gets written below the bar gets multiplied by -2 and brought over to the next column. So -2 times -2 is 4. Then we add down. 0 plus 4 is 4. Now the 4 has to get multiplied by -2, and that gives us -8. -8 and -1 gives us -9. And you'll notice there are no more numbers left, so we've completed the process of synthetic division. The next step is to express the answer. So in order to interpret the answer, we have to reinsert the variables into the quotient, because we see 1, -2, 4, and 9. Now the -9. The number on the far right always represents the remainder. Just to the left of the remainder is the constant, followed by the linear term, and then the quadratic term, and so on, depending on how many terms you have in your quotient. So our quotient is going to be 1x to the second minus 2x plus 4. And then since our remainder is a -9, we're going to subtract 9 over x plus 2. X plus 2 represents the divisor. So there's our result. X squared minus 2x plus 4 minus 9 over x plus 2. So that wraps up our lesson. Good luck on your quiz, and email us if you have any questions.